Cyprus eyes 180 Griffon and Serval armored vehicles from France under European safe funding. The deal, which could exceed at least 150 vehicles, would significantly modernize Cyprus's land forces by introducing digitally connected vehicles capable of coordinated maneuver, survivability, and multi-role deployment. This acquisition strengthens interoperability with European forces while reducing reliance on legacy Soviet-era systems, directly enhancing deterrence, sustainment efficiency, and battlefield responsiveness. On March 28, 2026, La Tribune revealed that Cyprus is negotiating the acquisition of a large fleet of armored vehicles from KNDS and Arquus, with a working target exceeding 150 units and structured around approximately 80 Griffon 6x6 vehicles and about 100 Serval 4x4 vehicles. The package may also include the integration of Akeron MP anti-tank missiles produced by MBDA. Financing is expected to rely on the European Safe Mechanism, a €150 billion facility designed to provide long-term loans to EU member states for defense procurement, with eligibility tied to a minimum European industrial content threshold of 65%. In parallel, Cyprus is negotiating the refurbishment of roughly 80 VAB armored vehicles from an existing fleet estimated at about 150 units, originally delivered between 1985 and 1988. The acquisition is part of a broader bilateral framework with France, formalized by a strategic partnership agreement signed on December 15, 2025, which includes provisions for defense cooperation, infrastructure access, and operational coordination. The scale of the program would represent one of the largest land equipment restructurings undertaken by Cyprus in recent decades. However, the contractual structure is not finalized and remains subject to adjustments in volume, configuration, and sequencing of deliveries, with industrial actors seeking to increase the proportion of new vehicles relative to refurbished assets. The safe financing envelope available to Cyprus is estimated at €1.18 billion under preferential rates, which constrains the overall program size and prioritization. The French Defense Procurement Agency is expected to act as the contracting authority on behalf of Cyprus, purchasing equipment directly from manufacturers and transferring it under a government-to-government framework similar to U.S. foreign military sales. This model has been applied in previous European cases, including Belgian and Estonian acquisitions of armored vehicles from the Scorpion program, as well as for missile systems. The refurbishment of VAB vehicles may introduce a cost-benefit trade-off, as these vehicles are over 35 years old and require structural, mechanical, and electronic upgrades to remain operationally relevant. KNDS is attempting to shift this balance toward increased procurement of Griffon and Serval units, which would reduce life-cycle maintenance complexity. The Griffon itself is a 6x6 armored vehicle with a combat weight of approximately 25 tons, powered by a 400-horsepower diesel engine, with a top speed of 90 km per hour and an operational range of up to 800 km. It carries a crew of 2 and 8 dismounted infantry, with internal configurations adaptable to command post, medical evacuation, engineering, and fire support roles. Protection is rated at STANAG 4569 Level 4, providing resistance to 14.5 mm armor-piercing ammunition, artillery fragments, and mine blasts, with additional modular armor kits available. Armament is typically provided by a remotely operated turret equipped with a 7.62 mm or 12.7 mm machine gun, or a 40 mm grenade launcher, while specialized variants can integrate Akeron MP missiles or 120 mm mortar systems. The vehicle incorporates digital communication systems linked to the Scorpion Combat Information Network, enabling real-time exchange of targeting and situational data between units. Sensor suites include laser warning receivers, acoustic shot detection, and missile launch detection systems, supporting rapid threat identification. Maintenance architecture includes predictive monitoring systems to optimize availability and reduce downtime. The Serval is a lighter 4x4 armored vehicle designed to operate alongside the Griffon within the same Scorpion architecture, prioritizing mobility and rapid deployment over heavy protection. Its lower mass allows deployment in environments where heavier vehicles face mobility constraints, including urban terrain and narrow road networks. The Serval shares core subsystems with the Griffon, including communication systems, electronics, and maintenance interfaces, which reduces logistical complexity and training requirements. It is designed for roles such as reconnaissance, liaison, internal security, and specialized mission profiles, with variants under development for air defense and counter-drone operations. The vehicle's operational concept emphasizes distributed maneuver, where smaller units operate independently while maintaining connectivity with larger formations. This creates a force structure combining heavy protected mobility with lighter, faster elements. The Akeron MP missile, potentially included in the deal, provides a medium-range anti-armor capability with a range exceeding 4 kilometers, using a dual-mode guidance system combining fire and forget and fiber-optic man-in-the-loop control. This allows operators to adjust targeting after launch, including engagement of non-line-of-sight targets, and the integration on vehicle-mounted launchers extends the engagement envelope of mechanized units without requiring dedicated anti-tank vehicles. The Scorpion system connects sensors, weapons, and communication networks into a unified architecture, enabling vehicles to share target data and coordinate engagements in real time. This reduces engagement latency and improves accuracy in complex environments. Electronic countermeasures and defensive systems, including smoke grenade launchers and infrared jamming, enhance survivability against guided threats. The industrial structure involves KNDS as the primary integrator for the Griffon and Serval vehicles, Arquus responsible for mobility systems and legacy vehicle support, and MBDA providing missile systems. The centralized procurement model managed by the French Defense Administration reduces transaction complexity and provides a single point of coordination for Cyprus. Safe financing ties procurement to European supply chains, reinforcing industrial integration and limiting reliance on non-European suppliers. The use of established production lines for Scorpion vehicles reduces development risk and shortens delivery timelines. Previous contracts involving Belgium and Luxembourg demonstrate that unit costs for Griffon vehicles were estimated at about €1.5 million per unit in earlier production phases, although final export prices vary depending on configuration and support packages. The Cypriot acquisition would extend the Scorpion user base, contributing to economies of scale in production and sustainment. Cyprus currently operates a mixed inventory combining Soviet origin assets such as T-80 tanks, BMP, 3 infantry vehicles, BM, 21 MLRS, and Tor and Buk air defense systems, alongside French equipment including VAB armored vehicles, AMX, 30 tanks, and Gazelle helicopters. The maintenance of Russian origin systems has been increasingly constrained due to sanctions and limited access to spare parts following the war in Ukraine. This has accelerated a shift toward European suppliers, supported by recent acquisitions, including 12 Sherpa vehicles equipped with Akeron MP missiles delivered in May 2025. The planned acquisition of Griffon and Serval vehicles would replace a significant portion of the aging fleet and reduce logistical fragmentation. The objective is to standardize equipment, simplify maintenance, and improve operational readiness, while also increasing interoperability with European forces in joint exercises and operations. The acquisition is embedded within an expanding defense relationship between Cyprus and France that has developed into a strategic partnership agreement signed on December 15, 2025. For instance, it introduced mechanisms for closer military coordination and facilitated the French presence on Cypriot territory. France has secured access to key infrastructure, including the Mari Naval Base, which has been upgraded to accommodate large naval units and supports an estimated 20 French port calls per year. Operational cooperation includes regular joint exercises in naval and air domains, as well as participation in multinational formats such as the Eunomia exercise alongside Greece and Italy. France has also deployed assets to Cyprus in response to regional tensions, including the Charles de Gaulle Carrier Strike Group in 2026 following drone-related threats. Procurement ties reinforce this relationship, with France supplying a growing share of Cypriot defense equipment, creating interoperability and long-term logistical alignment.